As a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee as well, I was just really curious about talking about the responsibility of all global leaders to determine the origins and work together in cooperation to prevent a future pandemic. I would love to ask David Asher some of his thoughts on, working at the for the Secretary of State. What were some of the things that you had been working on with our partners on the global level, and where can we build upon that to ensure that, well, number one, there's accountability, but I do feel that there's been a little bit of hesitancy from our global partners and in holding China accountable and really demanding answers to the origins. So I'd love to hear from your perspective of the work that you did in that regard.
Dr. Malliotakis, thanks very much for that important question. The lack of cooperation among even our Five Eye partners in the intelligence world was a bit surprising. But, the information can be had. I mean, talk to the French. They know a tremendous amount. They trained the people in Wuhan, actually. So even though they got kicked out, they're still in touch. They have one of the best intelligence services on the face of the earth, the DGSE. The DGSE has come out publicly, and which is unusual for them. They're very secretive, makes the CIA spokesperson look loquacious. But they've come out and said that they were very concerned starting 2015 that this was going to have a WMD relationship, and that France was indirectly and inherently, not intentionally at all, but because of the scientific cooperation that was sincere. I have no doubt that the Pasteur Institute in France sincerely wanted to help combat reemergence of SARS. And the French scientific establishment, just like ours, was, wanted to be helpful. And I know that the French Foreign Ministry, like the Department of State bureaucracy, was facilitating this cooperation. But we should have been second-guessing ourselves. We should have had some sort of a more advanced function in policy related to proliferation. I found an awful lot of the non-proliferation bureaucracy, the sort of permanent bureaucracy, cleared on things that in hindsight were proliferating. Giving dual-use technology to the Wuhan Institute, knowing that for years there had been suspicions of its involvement with the Chinese People's Liberation Army, which now the Washington Post just put out last week, is in their actual instruction manual for employees, I believe, that it talks about secret programs and the need to manage loyalty to the party above anything else. And sort of like, it's on their website. Okay, so sort of the risk management thing here. But the cooperation now we need a coalition of the willing among our allies. I happen to have my one experience on the Democrats. So I came back as a nonpartisan person, as a professional, to help put together the coalition against the Islamic State, which, at first was highly politically charged. No one wanted to do it. We weren't going to go out and blast them. I said we have to attack their economic underbelly. General Allen, General McFarland, and I helped put the plan together. And guess what? We took them out. That brought together all sorts of states that people never thought would cooperate. It brought together our partners from NATO. It brought together the first Arab coalition. There are people that will work with us. The Singaporeans, they've got major interests in Wuhan. The French, our own scientists have so many of the clues. So I'm confident that we can get to the bottom of this issue. I concur with my colleagues that the idea that we'll never know is silly. We're going to know. We could learn an awful lot. We don't even have awards at the State Department. We don't even have a rewards for justice program. Like, I'd give $10, $15 million, like we did with Al-Qaeda after 9/11, to anyone from the Wuhan Institute that wants to defect who actually has senior level knowledge. I've done some things in the Intelligence Committee with defections. We know how to handle it. We'll get to the bottom of this. The problem is when we do, including with our partners, we're going to be scared out of our minds about what it entails. That's what I fear. The fear itself could be the problem.
Is that why you believe that the president and Nancy Pelosi, Dr. Fauci, that they just refuse to truly investigate this, to allow the select subcommittee to hold hearings? I mean, what's going on with, not to put you in a...
Well, I'm going to give the president a bit of, I used to sometimes sit on the Amtrak with a guy. He was always fine to me. But you know what? The world changes when you get into that world he's in. But he's done the right thing in enabling the Intelligence Committee to try to actually work with the national laboratories to get to the bottom of this. We are, in fact, actually seeing some of the Democrats, but not with you in the room. Some of them are asking questions and asking for our expertise. So as much as, this is a politically charged environment, on the Senate side, at least, we're all going over to do a briefing on foreign relations. They at least seem interested in the staff level, bipartisan. So, I have hope as a personal, as an independent American citizen. However, the reality is we're going to have to be very organized. That's why the idea that Representative Gallagher and put forward about this commission, a 9/11-like commission. This is, 9/11 was terrible. It's the 20th anniversary. We can't forget. I spent so many years in the war on terror fighting it. And we're still fighting it, despite what people say. But this war, we need to do something to stop the war of the future in synthetic biology and gain-of-function technology, because it's going to kill. It could kill every one of us. There's much worse types of diseases that could be manufactured. Something called a prion that our doctor can tell you about. Causes Alzheimer's and Lewy body dementia. There's no way to stop it. So some terrorists, we've seen Al-Qaeda research this. So there's so many things that could get worse and that have been public. I think we just got to get organized, and you can help. And I hope that there'll be a new comedy in the wake of this, between both parties, and you can get to work with the.
I have one more question. If I know, Dr. Quay, you want to weigh in?
Yeah, I haven't talked about the thing that keeps me up at night the most. So we've talked a lot about China and what its capabilities are and what BSA-4 labs are and BSA-3 and that sort of thing. And they're very expensive and they're complicated and there's a lot of equipment and fancy things. But there was a paper in February of 2020, 30 scientists from Switzerland, they're probably all under 30 in their tennis shoes, and using kitchen equipment, not BSA-2, 3, or 4, kitchen equipment, they were able to order the pieces of SARS-CoV-2 from a supply company, 8 different pieces, and in baker's yeast, the stuff you use in your kitchen to make French dough bread on Saturdays, they were able to recover, they were able to put these 8 pieces together inside the sourdough yeast and get it to express SARS-CoV-2. So that scares you a little bit, and then you look at how many times that has been downloaded, and that paper has been downloaded 118,000 times. And I would like someone to look to see if any terrorists watch lists are on that download list.
Appreciate you sharing that. That's certainly scary. One last question, just because I want to focus more on the World Health Organization. If I am concerned about re-entry into the World Health Organization without using leverage to be able to try to get their cooperation in a more formal investigation. I feel that some of the most outrageous actions taken by the WHO and the CCP are that the CCP was given full veto power over inclusion of American scientists. The CCP vetoed the 3 Americans put forward by HHS. The only American accepted was the CEO of EcoHealth, which was interesting since they've historically funded the Wuhan Institute. The CCP designed the mission's itinerary and refused access to Chinese scientists and raw data. And at the behest of the CCP, the WHO altered their mission to include far-fetched origin claims like shipped frozen food. The CCP was given full power to edit and alter the final report. What should we be doing as a nation with regards to holding WHO accountable, being that we are the largest funder of WHO and we deserve to be, treated with respect, not played for fools. And what should we be doing with our partners that
you made very important comments, and I'm not really sure how much of this came out, and I do want to get it on the record. Our ambassador Bremberg had a personal conversation and meeting with Director General Tedros as well as Mike Ryan. And they they told Ambassador Bremberg that we should submit names for the WHO Investigation Committee. That got relayed back to me through our Office of Global Affairs. We picked 3 scientists. They were not political. They were career, one from the FDA, one from the CDC, one from the NIH, impeccable credentials. We didn't do a political biopsy on them, had no idea what they were from, recommended them to the WHO through all the official channels, and crickets. Not one word back about the recommendations, and they picked Dr. Daszak. And I wanted to get that particularly on the record because we went out of our way to pick people who could not be argued to be political or have a bone to pick in any way, just to try to get the truth. Point number 2, the president, whether we would have withdrawn from the WHO or not eventually, I don't know, but you don't give up all your chips while you're trying to get the WHO to change. And again, I would refer you, and happy to put in the record, the roadmap for change that came from, delivered by me to the WHO Executive Board, delivered by Ambassador Bremberg to Tedros, that was brought together by HHS, the NSC, Department of State. Now, it will never be a perfect organization because it's beholden to its members and it has to have a member agreement to go do things. But there are things to strengthen it. It's outlined by the Trump administration. It was almost exactly mimicked by France and Germany. They didn't sign on to our paper because they didn't want to sign on to the US at the time, but it had almost the exact same language. This is a good place to start.
Sounds like Dr. Dasick is somebody who should come before our select subcommittee in the near future, and we hope that the majority will bring him in. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Malliotakis.